Hey guys, at Landing King Gaming here, and we're going to be discussing the Variety article. Lucasfilm replacing Kathleen Kennedy with Dave Filoni, Lin Brennan as new Star Wars bosses. Kathleen Kennedy will end her 14-year run at Lucasfilm. She will be replaced by not one, but two executives when she leaves the Walt Disney Company this year. Creative Officer Dave Filoni and President and General Manager Lin Brennan will both lead the company behind Star Wars and Indiana Jones as it looks to recapture its stride. Filoni's elevation had been widely expected, but Brennan's promotion is something of a surprise. It suggests that Disney felt the need to pair a strong filmmaking force with someone with a firm sense of budgets and balance sheets. And that is something that we have heard before, that they spend way too much money on these shows and movies and not really much to show for it. Filoni has been named President and Chief Creative Officer, Lucasfilm, and Brennan has been named Co-President. Their task will be to find ways to keep Star Wars fresh and relevant, as well as to deal with a fan base that can be very vocal when it feels that a film or series is departing too drastically from the canon. Filoni and Brennan will report to Alan Bergman, co-chairman of Disney Entertainment. This is pretty big because I think he's going to be really looking hard at what they're making and how much they're spending. So that will be a good thing. Kennedy will continue to have a relationship with the company and will serve as producer of the studio's next two theatrical films, The Mandalorian and Grogu and Star Wars Starfighter, which will hit theaters in 2026 and 2027. She will pursue other producing projects independently. In a statement, Disney's CEO Bob Iger, who is also expected to leave his role this year, praised Kennedy's leadership. When we acquired Lucasfilm more than a decade ago, we knew we were bringing into the Disney family not only one of the most beloved and enduring storytelling universes ever created, but also a team of extraordinary talent led by a visionary filmmaker, someone who had been handpicked by George Lucas himself, no less, Iger said. We're deeply grateful for Kathleen Kennedy's leadership, her vision, and her stewardship of such an iconic studio and brand. Kennedy is a widely respected producer who worked closely with Steven Spielberg for many years, but her tenure at Lucasfilm has had both highs and lows. She helped select J.J. Abrams to direct 2015 Star Wars The Force Awakens, which went on to earn more than $2 billion, successfully bringing the franchise back to the big screens. Its sequels also were box office hits, as was Rogue One: A Star Wars Story, a spin-off adventure. Interesting that they don't mention the names of those two films because they actually made less each time. And let's be honest, Force Awakens would have made 2 billion regardless of who made it because they promised us Han, Luke, and Leia back. And that was really exciting to a lot of people. However, 2018 Solo, an attempt to look at the early years of Han Solo, failed at the box office and suffered from a chaotic production during which original directors Phil Lord and Chris Miller were fired and replaced with Ron Howard. Keeping filmmakers employed has been a consistent struggle for Kennedy, who has seen the likes of Patty Jenkins, David Benioff, and D.B. Weiss, and Taika Waititi announce Star Wars movies of their own that never materialized or were canceled because of creative differences. Yes. And I was actually looking forward to Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron film, especially when she mentioned that she was taking inspiration from a lot of the old expanded universe X-Wing novels. So I was excited for that, and I was not happy when that project was canceled. That's left Disney with a 7-year gap in Star Wars films, one that will be filled when The Mandalorian and Grogu opens in theaters this summer. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, a 2023 sequel to the long-running action franchise, also failed at the box office. Kennedy has helped Star Wars enter the world of streaming, producing hit shows such as The Mandalorian and critically acclaimed series such as Andor. A few of these faltered, however. The Acolyte, for instance, was canceled after one season. It wasn't really a Star Wars show. That's probably the nicest thing I can say about that show. Filoni is a longtime veteran of Lucasfilm. He was selected by George Lucas in 2005 to build Lucasfilm's animation studio and create its first series, Star Wars: The Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels. Filoni is the executive producer, episodic director, and writer on some of the company's live action series, including The Mandalorian and Ahsoka, and producer and writer of The Mandalorian and Grogu. Brennan joined Industrial Light and Magic in 1999, eventually becoming its president in 2009. She later became Lucasfilm's president and general manager in 2024. She led the company's business strategy and franchise and production operations and has overseen ILM's expansion. Puck first reported Filoni and Brennan's promotions. Yeah, so she became Lucasfilm's president in 2024. So yeah, Kathy has been devoid of power for some time. I'm not like a lot of other people who are still seeing doom and gloom on this. Um, it's been damaged for sure. There's a lot of bad that's happened. I do believe it can actually come back, but it's going to take a lot of work, and they're going to have to basically make every single thing a hit. They cannot falter. If the Mandalorian and Grogu movie doesn't do well, that's uh, that's going to be bad. I'm actually looking forward to Star Wars Starfighter. I'm kind of done with Mando, but we'll see what happens. A lot of people keep on saying this is dead. It's not going to change anything, especially with Filoni there. I think it will because Iger's got to leave sooner or later, and then whoever takes over is going to be in charge of a dead franchise. And I don't think Disney's going to look at it and go, "Well, we got Star Wars for $4 billion. We can't just shelve it." And they probably spent a lot more than $4 billion when you factor in all the stuff they've canceled. Um, I still say that she's been protecting a lot of the failures that have occurred, making sure that her people don't get blamed for it. So with her gone, I think accountability is going to be back on the table. We'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching the video, and I will see you all later.